Hey, what's up, guys? First things first, I wanted to go ahead and put out there that this video will come with a disclaimer. So if you are offended by religious imagery, iconography, or lyrics, this may not be the video for you. I feel like otherwise, it may be worth it to go ahead and check the video out, as it maybe give you a little insight to how maybe some other people feel. So I'm going to go ahead and put that disclaimer up now. All right, and now that that's taken care of, I'm going to get straight to the intro, and I'll see you guys on the other side of it. Hey, welcome back, guys. As always, this is the Amazing Bacon, and this video was requested by Scopes Hunter 69. He told me that since I liked the Eminem video that I did a reaction to, and I'm not that familiar with rap, that I would probably really enjoy a lot of the lyrics and things with that. Immediately when I brought up the video, I saw what you see on the screen there. Obviously, it takes place in a church, and so I figured that there would be some kind of themes to it, that I did want to go ahead and put the disclaimer up there, because there are a lot of people that don't prefer music with religious lyrics and stuff like that. Otherwise, we're just going to get straight to it. This is by Joyner Lucas, and this is called Devil's Work.
Father, forgive me. I'm staring at this Bible as I keep glancing. Dear Lord, I got questions and I need answers. I'm trying to understand your vision, all I see is damage. Just a bunch of dead bodies in the street camping. A bunch of lost souls on their feet standing. We supposed to be your children, I thought we family. You supposed to be my father, bro, I need answers. We don't need to die young, we just need chances. Tired of living on the edge, so we keep scrambling. Trying to talk to these strippers, but they keep dancing. We just want me number one like Steve Francis. Bow our head saying praying now the seeds planted. Everywhere I turn, I'm seeing MCs vanish. Lot of good niggas gone, I don't understand it. Lot of families lost and they seeds stranded. I ain't trying to disrespect you, I just need answers.
So, right out of the gate, I know a lot of people will probably be turned off to this kind of music. Personally, I kind of like music like this because it does ask questions that a lot of us ask on the inside. I know that not everybody is into religion, especially not Christianity. They have different beliefs and stuff, and I respect that. You'll never hear me talk bad about anybody for their individual beliefs. But for a lot of people, you know, myself included, it was brought up with certain opinions and beliefs and things like that. Sometimes as you get older, you start to question it, and you wonder why things are the way that they are. And, you know, it's with these lyrics, as he said, you know, he's not trying to be disrespectful or question or anything, but sometimes there are questions that you have. And so I think that, you know, music like this that kind of has that raw emotional side, it's because we can all see where it's coming from. We can all agree that, you know, there are things that we don't necessarily see eye to eye on with the way that we was raised, and we have questions. So let's see where he goes with it.
You watching us from heaven thinking who to save. Cherry picking who should go next and who should stay. I'd be on my way to heaven if I knew the way. And bring back every good nigga you choose to take. They say you never wrong, but you done made a few mistakes. Cause you taking the wrong niggas, maybe you should trade. Trade us back all the real ones, remove the fakes. I think you should trade. Give us 2 pop back and take that nigga shook. Let the legend resurrect that he gon' live for good. I been screaming thug life in every different hood. If only you can bring him back, Lord, I wish you would. Give us Biggie, give us Pun, give us Triple X. Take that nigga Trump with you, that's a bigger threat. There's too much power for a coward with no intellect. That's a bigger with a collar, there's a disconnect. Niggas dying, mama crying, grandma need a tissue. Niggas shooting up a church, now I need a pistol. All them niggas still living, you don't see the issue. But how you taste a leader, then you take a leader with you. I ain't trying to disrespect, just need a meter with you. I ain't trying to overstep, just wanna
I think obviously this is going to be a sensitive subject, not just because of the religious questioning and things like that, but also because this is obviously not just an emotionally driven video, but also kind of a politically driven video where you end up talking about the different sides. And obviously you're starting to talk about Black Lives Matter and, a lot of those movements when you talk about George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin, not to mention, a lot of the other people that he was talking about are people that have been victims of gang violence, of inner city warfare, things like that. And so whenever you start dealing with that, obviously it's going to be a sensitive subject. You're going to have people that really, really agree with it and they stand for it and they support it. And then you're going to have people that think that it's stupid and they're against it. Me personally, as a minority that grew up in a predominantly white town, I faced a lot of that stuff where, I got called all sorts of derogatory names and things like that just because me and my sister were the only two Hispanic kids in the entire town. We caught a lot of just dumb stuff over that. And, obviously times have changed a little bit now where that town is concerned as they were whenever it was 1992, 93, growing up in first, second grade, all that. Anyways, the point that I'm making before I get back to the video, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, is that this is one of those subjects that a lot of people are really, really going to agree on and a lot of people are going to disagree on. And anytime that you have controversy, it creates a buzz. Obviously with this video, there's been over 12 million views since it came out. I think it came out at the beginning of this month. So it's hitting a hot button topic. And I'll have a little bit more on that at the end of the video, but I can see why this is creating such a stir.
It's not fair, tell the truth. I've been in my feelings too. But if you took Amatel, at least take Dylan Roof. At least take James Holmes. I ain't even mad at that. Just bring back Whitney and give us Michael Jackson back. Feds want me and then slam it down. Ain't no justice for Sandra Bland. We up like a Salem fan. Lord, if you listen, I'm just looking for a hand in hand. Take out the fuck niggas and give us back our fam again. Drowning in my tears, trying to pray for something. Wonder why you give us life for you to take it from us. Wonder why you give us family, then erase it from us. Maybe, hopefully you can have a conversation with us. Maybe I'm just probably tripping cause I need a hug. The hood can't find jobs, now we need a plug. Everybody and their mama trying to be a thug. I don't go to church cause I'm afraid of being judged. I've been staring at the ceiling as I lie in bed, watching niggas follow trends like Simon says. I pray you give us back the real ones and try again.
Okay, that line right there, I don't go to church because I'm afraid of being judged. I feel that. Obviously, as you guys see, I'm covered in a lot of tattoos and stuff like that. I got a lot of ink and a lot of people over the years have given me a hard time for that. Me personally, I consider myself a spiritual person. I know what I believe in, but I also don't believe in a lot of the constraints of modern religion. And a lot of that's because that's created by the traditions of man and not the traditions of God, but that's a whole different subject for a different day. But the problem that I have with church as a whole isn't necessarily that I'm opposed to going to church. It's just the fact of finding a church that does like they're supposed to. And in today's day and age, it's hard to find that because people want to use their religions as a choice and as a chance to judge other people because they make different life choices. And they want to weigh out sin differently than how other people do, and it ain't right. So yeah, a lot of people don't, myself included, don't want to go to church because people are going to judge them. Why go somewhere where you're going to be judged? And, personally, if you belong to a church and that kind of offends you, maybe you need to look at your church and realize where you're doing wrong. And I'm not just singling out churches with that, because that happens anywhere you go. That happens with, the general public, with employers, with anything like that. People automatically want to look and they want to see somebody and they want to judge them based on preconceived notions, and they have discriminatory thoughts about things, and they automatically think that they know somebody without taking a chance to get to know that individual, and that's what's messed up. And that is the part of the world that is seeped into the church and taken the church out of where they're supposed to be, and that's what leads to a lot of questions like this. Again, I'll hit more on it. This is probably going to end up being a little bit of a long video because this is a hot button topic for me, but we'll get back on with the music.
Take them niggas that deserve to die instead. Tommy Lauren run her mouth and then she get defensive. Lauren Ingram laughing at death and disrespecting. I really feel like you should teach them stupid hoes a lesson. Either that or give us back somebody who deserved the blessings. I left out a bunch of names that I forgot to mention. Cost too much to pay attention and it got expensive. Father, forgive me for I know not what I do, and now I'm reaching out to you hoping you hear me and return the message. I know that you got our back and that you're not against us. Or maybe you just love us so you doing shit to test us. I just kinda thought that you would do more to protect us. They say the good die young and I ain't on the guest list. I've been drinking, Lord forgive me as my blood racing. I don't know what I'm thinking, I'm just frustrated. I don't mean to question you, I'm just confused. I don't know what else to do. I've been patient and it sucks waiting. Took my mans from me, that forever hurts. But putting the blame on you, that'll never work. I know this ain't your fault, it's the devil's work. Devil's work.
All right. So, again, a little bit of a hot button topic for myself, but here's the long and the short of it. Is the world that we live in nowadays, we're getting into a society where everybody has to be right. Nobody can be compassionate. Everybody just has to be right. Whether you're right, whether you're left, nobody can get along because we don't want to understand that other people can believe and see and act and want to do the things that they want to do without being controlled by somebody else. It's called free will. And whether you're a religious person, whether you're conservative, whether you're a liberal, whether you're any of these things, everybody can agree with the fact that we were created to have free will, and for some reason we feel like we got to take that away from other people. Equality as a whole, these movements that want to create equality, a lot of times, I'm just going to be frank with you, and I'm going to use some language that I try not to use in these videos, but it's bullshit. The reason why it's bullshit is the fact that most people want to deal with equality, and they want to say, everybody believes in equality as long as you believe like me, and that's not how equality works. You want to know how equality works? Equality means everybody gets the same rights, the same freedoms, the same ability to do and live their lives as they want to as everybody else. And that is not what we as a society are doing nowadays. You know, whether it's the Black Lives Matter movements, whether it's the feminists, whether it's any of these other movements that are going on, whether it's even Blue Lives Matter, everybody needs to understand the fact that not everybody fits into a typecast. That's the problem with today's society. Do I believe that police need to be supported and backed up? Yes, when they're in the right. Do I think that they need to be held accountable and held to a higher standard because of the job that they have in this society? Also, yes. Do I believe that with Black Lives Matters, they have good reasons for their movements that they want to support and they want to believe and uplift their community? Absolutely. They should. Should they also be held accountable just like police for whenever they're in the wrong? Absolutely. But the thing is, we're never going to reach that stage of equality. We're never going to reach that ability to do the way that we're supposed to do if we continue to backbite and constantly fight each other instead of uplifting each other the way we're supposed to. Now, whether you're a religious person or whether you're not, if you read the Bible never says that you have to believe a certain way, that you have to, live a certain way or anything like that to deserve love and compassion. Jesus taught us that we need to give love, compassion, caring, and everything else to all people indiscriminately, regardless of who they are. Jesus himself hung out with prostitutes and sinners and criminals and everything else because he understood that those people, they need that compassion just as much as the people that are in the churches. And if you look at whenever he went, and he destroyed the one temple because they had turned it into a bartering place and stuff like that, just because you're in a church doesn't mean that you're better than anybody else because you fall to the same pitfalls of sin as anybody else. And that's where we run into. That's why songs like this are important. Take out the entire fact that this took place in the church. Take out the entire fact that this was him questioning God. And if you just look at the inequality of the people that have been taken from us because of gang warfare, inner city problems, violence, just straight up racism and everything else, it's a very valid question. Why do you use religious as a visual there? Why use the lyrics as an auditory message to bring religion into it? Because it gets eyes on it. And this is a subject that people need to get their eyes on. I don't care if you're black, white, brown, any other color in the world. You need to think about the fact, and you need to look within yourself, and you need to realize that not everybody's perfect. And that includes yourself. We may not all be perfect, but we are all human beings, and we are all equal. And we need to realize why we're looking down on other people that aren't like us. Whether that's because of your race, your religion, your creed, your sexuality, anything like that, we are all human beings and we all deserve the same respect. So yeah, it makes us question things. As a minority in a country, in a town, in an area that's predominantly white, I question these things sometimes. Do I think that sometimes we get a little, quick to rush to judgment? Yes. But facts don't lie. Statistics don't lie. We need to realize where we're going wrong as a country, and we need to make it right. We need to work together and get this stuff figured out. It's not a problem at the highest level of government to fix. It's not a problem even at the state level of government to fix. This is a problem and a human heart and compassion issue that we need to fix individually. And until we take that look within ourselves, it's never going to get any better. Now, do I agree with this video that we need to start wishing death upon people? No. I would never wish death upon, Tommy Lauren or the president or anything like that, like he did in the video. I feel like that's more for shock value. Whether it is or not, that's on him and the lyrics that he wrote. I would never wish death upon anybody. But you do got to look at the inequality whenever you're dealing with certain issues where some people are praised and some people are criminalized. It's not right. It's not fair. But that's the society and the world that we're in, so it makes you question things and it makes you ask up above why things are the way that they are. But the question is, why are we making things the way that they are instead of doing something to make it better? I remember not that long ago, it seemed like racism was almost completely gone. It seemed like inequality wasn't as big of an issue as it is now. But we've perpetuated this mindset and this ideology that we have to create a gap, that there has to be a difference between classes, between races, between sexualities. There has to be a gap, and there doesn't. We are fed into this line that we have to live that way and we have to create something that's not there instead of living in harmony and working together and looking within ourselves to make the world a better place. So maybe we need to start asking questions. I'm going to go ahead and close out this video. I'm not going to do my usual spiel where I ask you guys to, follow and all that stuff, because I feel like this is a much, much more serious topic than that. This is something that needs to be addressed and it needs to be thought about. So I'm just going to leave you guys with a single solitary thought. If you were in his shoes, losing people that meant something for you personally, as a culture, collectively as a human race, wouldn't it make you mad? And wouldn't you want to do something about it? The ball is in all of our courts. It's time for us to do something about it. This is the Amazing Bacon, and I will talk to you guys later.